nonsense. And I'm here to do that. Let's see something here. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. No, no. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. Now, so I know it's in the morning, and most likely you got stuff to do because we're conservatives most of the time. You know, if you're not retired, most of the time you out there doing something. But that don't mean you can't stop what you're doing. So I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to talk about Trump being right. Yep, every time. So now, I just saw that I got a notification, so I'm wondering if you all are getting notifications as well. And based on seeing some people come on in, I assume that you are getting notifications. Somebody said you are awesome. Thank you. Loud and clear. Listening in the shop. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Oh, yeah. So we're firing on all 6 cylinders. Now, we got the, wait a minute. We're talking about force quit. Don't you do this to me. Don't you do this to me. Oh, wait a minute. We might have to do some surgery real quick. Might have to do some surgery. Hold on. All right. So give me a second, y'all. All right. I know what I got to do. I see what I got to do here. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go right up to here. So what y'all been up to? See, that's when you got to stall. You're like, so what y'all been doing and stuff? Yeah, I got to stall, buy some time while I do some surgery. All right, get rid of this. See, I should have did this. If it had gave me the signal before this, I would have been cool, you know, to let me know that, Kev, you got to clean up your iMovie, okay? You got too much garbage. So let me see, get rid of that. All right, I don't need this. See, yeah, I'm going ahead and trying to clean it up on the spot. Yeah, all right, I'll clean that up. Then I'm going to go ahead and do this. Again, I got to go through here. There, they got me jumping through hoops. Then I'm going here. Oh, yeah. Or maybe not. Oh, yeah, I'm going in here. Yeah, movies. There. Oh, yeah. Give me a second, because I don't have somebody working with me. I don't have a Jimmy. I'm waiting. I'm trying to get a guy named Jimmy to work for me just because I just like that name. Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, go do stuff for me, okay? Hey, Jimmy, get that done. All right, so with that being said, I got to get rid of this. Boop. All right, I can go. Yeah. Got too much trash. Sometimes you got to take out the trash, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Got to take out the trash. Move the trash. Okay. Yes, please. And then take the rest of this crap with you. And next time, give me a warning before I start the show. Whoa, no wonder. I got a lot of trash. No wonder. I mean, I can't even complain about that. Yeah, I'm all jammed up like I got a constipation or something. Oh, yeah. Okay, we get rid of that. 49. 49, 50. Okay, 51. And that should do it. That should clean it all up for now. That'll give me some, it'll at least buy me some time. It'll buy me some time. All right, now go here. Go to the trash can. Empty it. Oh, yeah. And we might be back in business, y'all. All right. And then all I got to do is just reboot real quick. And I think we'll be back in business. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, so check in with me. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. All right. I see some familiar faces and familiar names and stuff like that. But you know, once again, if this is your first time checking out the show, please let me know. I like to know that people are checking out the show for the first time. People say, East Washington State. Whoa, out there in East Washington State. I heard the scenery is beautiful out there, the like the wildlife and stuff. All right, I saw somebody say Minnesota. I heard the scenery is beautiful out there, with the exception of all those liberals who's tearing up stuff. And we got folks from, Florida, Tennessee. All right, so now it looks like we're back up in business, y'all. So let me go ahead and get this set up right here. Because we got a lot to talk about. And I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as I possibly can. Starting off with me getting loose so I can get busy, y'all. Let me make sure the sound. Sorry. Okay. We right here with it. Bam. Word. Like a real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Now I saw somebody checking in from Mississippi and all of those places. All right, so good. Don't forget, I got a Kevin's Corner store you can check out if you want to buy yourself some Gorilla Clan merch. That number on the screen, 330-974-4607, is the number you can go ahead and text MAGA to so we can stay connected just in case they unexist me. Now, I got the Wi-Fi on. If the Wi-Fi start acting up and you see I'm starting to look like I'm glitching, let me know ahead of time so I can go ahead and switch over. Hey, who's over there chewing on something? Cut it out, whoever it is. Yeah. But yeah, let me know so I can switch over and go to the network. Now, with that being said, you saw the title. You know, Trump was right about everything. Somebody said the best podcast is right here. Thank you very much. Oh, don't forget, subscribe to my alternative channel. The link is below each video. And those that want to support the channel, you can do it through my Cash App or my PayPal link. The links are below each video as well, unless you choose to do it through the Super Chat. Now, with that being said, like I said, Trump's been right about everything. But before we get to Trump being right about some major things, and one at the end is going to be a little surprise for y'all. I know what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking based on the thumbnail that he was right about, you know, how to come to an end, come to a conclusion with the war in Palestine, all that stuff. Yeah, that's one. That's one of them. But we got something else. We got something else too at the end. So you got to stick to the end. But let's start off though, recognizing, guess who? The dumb dems, y'all. I mean, these folks just can't get right. You would think after getting your butt beat, you would learn from that. Think you'd get back in the gym. Ta-na-na. You saw what Rocky did after he lost to Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang wasn't playing. Even called out his woman. Hey, woman. Hey, woman. Hey, I know you lay awake at night thinking about how I feel to be a real man. Tell you what, why don't you come around my apartment sometime? My apartment. Clubber didn't even have a house. My man said, come around my apartment. Yeah, burn Rocky up and whooped his tail. But did Rocky stay down? No. He had my boy Apollo come and start training him. Yeah, hit him with the, man, you know what? And nothing is over. Stallion, he got him back together. So here's my point. The Democrats can't get right. They're not going into the gym, no training music, no watching film. And then they come out and do stupid stuff like what we're about to see. Remember this the other day? Remember this?
Should transgender girls who are biological males be allowed to use girls' bathrooms and play on girls' sports teams in K through 12? You have 15 seconds to clarify.
I can answer that one. It's real simple. No. There you go. No. In fact, I'm pretty sure I could grab every 5-year-old, maybe even down to 3, and say, hey, little Timmy, do you think little boys who think their little girls can go in little girls' bathrooms? First thing Timmy should be saying is, why would that little boy think he a girl? Because he's a little boy. Right. You're right, Timmy. I'm almost sad that I had to even bring that up. But nonetheless, do you think that a kid should be able to go in the opposite bathroom? No. Timmy would say no, unless he has liberal parents and stuff like that. But the average person across the globe knows no. But these Democrats can't get it. They can't get this one right. Now they know this is one of the major factors that makes them look crazy. If you can't get this one right, why would I vote for you to do anything else? If you can't solve this basic, I guess it's not even a conundrum, this basic reality, then I can't vote for you. But here she is.
In cases across Virginia, I think it's incumbent upon parents and educators and administrators in each local community to make decisions.
Would you rescind the Youngkin administration policy requiring boys and girls to use bathrooms aligning with their biological sex?
Maybe the bird beat nose didn't hear what he asked her. See, and this is the major flaw in Democrats. They're answering the question by not answering the question. Soon as you go into an outsource when it comes down to the decision. I think the parents and the people we already know what the answer is. It's yes. I'm just not bold enough to say that right now on the stage because I know it's unpopular. Now, if these Democrats were proud of their beliefs, of their policies, and their craziness, then they would come out and say, absolutely. See, I don't have a problem as a conservative being very, emphatic when it comes down to what I believe. Kev, do you believe boys should get in girls' sports? No. Any other questions? I don't have to contemplate. I don't have to outsource it. I mean, there's conditions. It's up to the. No, it's just straight up no. And that's why Trump won. Everybody knew what they were getting. Even folks that might have been a little shaky on some of his personality quirks or things like that, but they're like, yo, I know what I'm getting. The man already let us know how he feel about illegal immigration. He let us know how he feel about this trans stuff and wokeness and all that other stuff. We knew what we were getting. But this right here, if you vote for Bird Beak Nose, you don't know what you're getting. Actually, you do. By her simply saying, I have to either say that the parents and the name and the school board, and I'm going, okay, yes, that's what you're saying. But guys, here's the thing. We're going to see if she learned from her mistakes after getting beat up on that stage right there. She's going to go on somebody's news network and get another shot at the title. Another shot at the title. Let's see if she can figure it out the third or fourth or fifth time.
In each local community, decisions should be made between parents and educators and teachers in each community.
Earl Sears' claim that you're fine with, quote, putting men in girls' locker rooms.
So here we go, y'all. Round, what is that, 3? I think they asked her like 3 times that, hey, are you going to rescind this? I think that she was on repeat. Read to the Pete. But here we go, y'all. She ain't got no Winsome Sears in her ear looking over at her like, Abigail, you can't answer that. So now she has the freedom to give us an answer. Or perhaps word salad. Go get your fork and knife. Let's go ahead and enjoy this word salad.
The reality is that the federal government has the ability to change the letter of the law, right? Through Congress, through the Senate, bills go to the president's desk.
Okay. So what you're saying with that opening of your word salad is that I don't want anything to be changed. I want to rely on somebody else doing something else to make sure that I have to do what I know is right. That's what she's doing. It's the thing when they would outsource the blame when it comes down to illegal immigration. I believe that folks should be coming over here in droves like that. I thought, well, you know what? The reality is Congress needs to, they outsource the blame. They always say, if somebody else does something, then I will do something. Versus, when you asked us that Trump, how do you feel about the illegal immigration? It's wrong. It's messing up our country. This is a crime, this and this and that. Democrats always go round and round that mulberry bush because they're weasels. So you ready to see this weasel go around that mulberry bush? Pop goes the weasel. So now here she is out there. The Congress and the White House.
Right now, what we are seeing is there are differences between what is the law of the land under Title IX and what are executive orders put out by the White House.
No. See, how about this? What we know is common sense. Reality. There's no differences. When did these differences even become an issue? When Democrat politicians decided to adopt this radical ideology about transgender kids and all of that garbage. Never was an issue. Go back 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Can you imagine them talking about that? Back in the day, Humphrey Bogart. Hey, sweetheart, I'm home. I love you, Johnny. I love you. And little Susie here feels like she's a man. What are you saying? You don't know what you're saying, sweetheart. You don't know what you're saying. He would go off. But instead, what is she ever talking about? The reality is there's different opinions. How about the opinion of common sense? Everybody is, why do we keep going around this issue? And why can't you guys get this answer right? We're giving you the answer. It's like a friend of mine. He wasn't too clever in high school. Delayed learner, football player. The coach happened to be the teacher of this class we was in. So the coach gave us, a quiz, but it was a quiz that, was designed to kind of help you out, help you get on your feet. And at the end of the quiz, he gave a question that everybody should be able to get. So nobody should get a 0 on the quiz. So he says, okay, last question. What is it? Oh, he said, what's the name of the little gray rabbit that always says, "What's up, Doc?" So we all write the answer down. And we look over, and one of my boys is like looking around, confused. So the coach catches his face, walks over to him directly, says, "The little red gray rabbit, he likes to eat carrots, and he's always saying, 'What's up, Doc?'" And my boy looked at the coach and said, "Who?" And we all looking like, "What? You got to be kidding me." I wanted to see it drag out. I wanted to see how long it would be before he got the answer. So he's looking at us and we go, We don't want to give you the answer. We want to see this play out. So the coach went one step further. He said, "All right, I'll give you a hint. Bugs." My boy looked at that coach and said, "Who?" He said, "You know what? Bugs Bunny. Put it down. Put it down." He gave him the answer. Just Bugs Bunny. Put it down. I can't sit back and watch this much longer. I'm going to help you out. Easiest question in the world. He didn't get it. What? Bugs? Bugs who? Bugs Bunny. Put it down. That's what these folks are like. You're going, I'm trying to help y'all out, okay? All right, you want the answer? No. What? No. I mean, what about Congress? And then, you know what? There's always the families and them. You know what? See, you're not getting it. We're giving you the answer. The voters have given you guys the answer. But yet, here they are. They can't get right.
And in circumstances where there are conflicting evidence or conflicting interpretations,
What is this?
the reality is the federal government has to be clear in what is the real guidance available to our schools.
Boy, she's going all around that mulberry bush because she's a pop goes weasel. The reality is, and the epiphany says that the diarrhea never flows through the evangelist glands. All right, let's continue.
Relates to use of locker rooms. The reality is
the reality is boys are boys and girls are girls. And boys should go to boy locker rooms and girls should go to girl locker rooms. That's the reality. Now, Virginians, you got some choices to make. You vote bird beak nose in, and you know what you're getting. Yeah, the reality is that it's ambiguous and that there's just all a whole bunch of gray areas and the parents and that's what you're getting if you vote this flimsy chick right here in.
Multiple jurisdictions who believe they are following the letter of the law and have their lawyers conveying why. And at the end of the day, we have a president of the United States.
Oh, here we go. Flip that mess. Try to go back to Trump. And at the end of the day, now remember, guys, she's never answered the question yet, right? The guy gave her another shot at the title. Now, I'm sure after that horrific egg she laid on that stage, she probably went back and said, "All right, how'd I do, guys?" Well, on the scale of what? I mean, what is due? Let's I'm sure they said this doesn't look good for us. You couldn't answer that question, and we know that this is one of the things that made folks in Virginia vote us out last time. So maybe we could put you on a show that you can elaborate and try to make it make sense. And here she is. She can't even make it make sense now, with no opposition, no follow-up or nothing. So now she goes into her whole, and Trump,
who is taking away and threatening federal funding.
There we go.
What I think is so egregious is that this is a tool that unfortunately this president continues to use, the threat of federal funding. Congress passed funding. It is not the president's ability. This is, basic Article 1. This is, if you believe in the Constitution, the president doesn't have the ability to just pull back funding.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, teacher. What was the original question? I don't even remember what she had said the first time. Unbelievable. Now she's on funding. The reality is I'm stupid and I'm a horrible politician. She is extremely transparent on how fake she is and how much she's pivoting, how much she is diverting. I mean, all kind of stuff. She's trying it all right now. She's hoping only dummies are watching this right here. But right now, what she's doing, she got that shovel and she's digging herself deeper and deeper into that shite. So now the reality is that the funding and stuff let's continue seeing her dig herself right down into that shite.
And it isn't to these public schools. It is to our research institutions. It's for cancer research.
How we get on cancer?
It is for funding to conservation programs under USDA that are vital to so many of the farmers and producers.
And she thinks she's getting it, y'all. She thinks she is getting herself off that hook, wiggling and squirming. Don't matter. Yeah, if you ever been fishing, once you stick that hook in that worm, nothing you can do. That bad boy be spinning, wrapping itself around, and you ain't going nowhere. You might as well go ahead and go with it, man. So here she is on that hook, talking about some the conservations and the money, the spending. And Trump, the reality is, what is she talking about? How can any sane, common sense person go out and vote for one of the dumb Dems? So dumb that they can't get a basic question right. But now, let's see if she gets right back to what I don't know. I guess he asked her about something earlier. So let's see if she gets back to it.
Who employ rotational grazing practices and other conservation practices, voluntary ones, on their land, who've been promised investments, and the president just pulls back those funds.
Wow, she's a horrible politician. Horrible politician. She's thinking she can outlast somebody's attention span. That's what this answer is. This is, I'm going to see if I can ramble on and outlast people's attention span to where they start trailing off. But not me, not me. I'm hanging on to every stupid word that falls out of her mouth. I'm going, what are you talking about? So now let's get back to the conservations.
The real challenge that exists here is that we have a president who is using congressionally approved federal spending as a cudgel, and just as an issue of principle. Right now it's coming after the schools. Before it was coming after conservation programs. It's also consistently across.
Wait a minute, how are we coming after schools again? I don't understand. I don't understand what she's talking about. Conservation programs, they're coming after schools, and I'm going, you all over the place. You are trying your best to dodge that question. She should be just give her a hammer and a nail and give her coffin with her name on it and start nailing the nails in her coffin right now. Now, I'm telling you, I'm never shocked at liberals, though, and their ability to vote the worst, craziest, stupid people in. I mean, look at Arizona. They had Carrie Lake, and they voted in that other chick who couldn't answer a question. I mean, she was running, knocking over her milkshake when people came to ask her questions. And I'm going, what are y'all doing? Now, granted, there was some home cooking going on up there, but it shouldn't have even been close. It shouldn't be close enough for home cooking to even apply. So on one end, her poll numbers have dropped, and it looks like she might take it to the chin. But never underestimate liberals' ability to be stupid.
Our universities and institutions of higher education and research. It's a dire circumstance. But when it comes down to understanding the implementation of how it is that our kids are coexisting in the classroom or on the sports field, yes, I do think that in many cases it's the local community that knows their community best.
Wow. So now she comes full circle back to the same answer she gave on that stage the other day. She's the pits. The absolute pits. I'm a kid in the class trying to take notes, and I'm all over the place. All right, the constipation. Constipation. Is it constipation or constipation? You know what? Never mind. All right, the Congress needs to act. I don't know. I don't know. If you ask me, what was her answer? I have no idea. All I do know is kids will be able to go back in the opposite bathrooms. That's what I do know. The sum of it all, I can summarize it all. Absolutely. I would support little boys who think they're girls going into little girls' bathrooms. Absolutely. But I'm not bold enough to tell you, so I'm going to outsource that mess to the parents and the communities and stuff like that. But if you pass legislation, or you put the pressure on these school districts as the governor, then of course you actually will also influence schools, whether they do it or not. They might feel like they got an ally in the governor's office that allow them to do what they've been doing before Trump got in, and also before the last governor got in because of y'all stupidity. They might want to divert back to what they used to do. They got them in trouble in the first place. And with a governor that supports that mess but still acts like, well, it ain't up to me, it's up to the local people, then of course they're going to be like, sweet, let's do it then. And here she is. Instead of taking a stance against that mess, she gives us a big fat word salad that I don't like. A wilted, nasty salad. The lettuce is brown. The tomatoes are rotten. Dang on it. And here she is talking about stuff. But let me get back to what I was saying.
And can readily make decisions and provide guidance about how to ensure that all our kids are.
She's the pits, man. She's the pits. And you know who else is the pits? And we're going to go ahead and have a How Dumb Are the Voters test again up there in where? New York, New York. Dumb Dims. Look at these one. Yeah, communist. You see that commie on a bike? Yeah, that commie on a bike right there. All of his little political stunts and stuff to try to relate to the people here. He's on some bicycle. So now we got a commie on a bike, y'all. So let's see what this commie's talking about.
Communist!
Communist. They get him. Look at him, smiling through it all. He smiled his way right through all of those communists. Communists. Hey, everybody, communists. Boy, I tell you. So now, here's the communist right here trying to tell the people how to save money and stuff like that. He's going to sound like one of those info commercials. Have you ever wanted to save money? If so, you need to go ahead and download this app. This app right here will show you every month that nobody keeps track of this type of stuff. But here he is. He done put some garbage on his website to try to tell the people in New York, you vote for me and this is how much money you're going to save.
The more than 12% increase in rent-stabilized apartments under this Mayor Adams administration.
Okay.
And struggle to afford what has now grown more than $20,000 a year in childcare costs.
Okay.
And so what we are releasing today
There's nothing.
is the cost saved calculator, where you can go to Zahran for nyc.com/calculator.
The cost save calculator. Okay, let's do it, guys. All right, the cost save calculator. Okay. So, all right, so give me the numbers, Kami. Give me the numbers.
And see just how much each of these big three items will save you in your lives.
Lay it on me.
Because when it comes to free buses,
Okay.
each rider will save over $2,000 a year. That's
Wait a minute. So, wait. The bus riders save over $2,000 a year, but who's paying for the buses? Who's paying for all of those folks to be able to ride for free? Oh, the same people that's getting on the bus or getting on the train. They think they're riding free. However, I'm pretty sure their taxes goes up so that they can cover the man riding and driving the bus. You know how hard it is to drive a bus? You ever seen a bus driver trying to turn and take a corner? They be fighting the whole time. See them in there struggling just to get that big thing around there. And you think I'm going to do that for free? Somebody got to pay for the bus or the choo-choo trains. So these folks like, ooh, that sounds good. And we're going to save money because we get to ride the choo-choo train free. Absolutely you do. And don't look at the little increase in your taxes, though. It's covering for you to ride that choo-choo train free. So what else he's giving away for free, y'all?
That's $1.3 billion a year for all riders. When it comes to universal child care, we're speaking about $22,200 a year.
I'm wondering who's paying for that. Universal child care, y'all. Y'all gonna get to save all kind of money dropping your little children off at the daycare for free. For free. And I'm sure those people who's dealing with the achoo, I got boogers in my nose. Can you wipe my nose? Ooh. I done partied on myself. And all of that, I'm sure they're all doing that for free too. But they got to get paid somehow too. I'm pretty sure, right? Everything needs to get paid. Every company, every free thing he's talking about, somehow somebody got to fund that. But he don't want to let the people know. He's wanting them to think that everything is free. Everything is free. That sounds like communism, though. Let's continue. Here we go.
Which together is $5.5 billion for every New Yorker across the city.
Every New Yorker. So y'all getting that from the commie who thinks that nobody is smart enough to go, now wait a minute. Nothing is for free. Somebody has to pay for that. That's the part that he's leaving out. Then who's absorbing this cost?
And when it comes to a rent freeze, we are speaking about $1,750 saved every single year.
Until you can't get yourself an apartment, until they go ahead and say, you know what, this dude is freezing us out of business. There you go. Yeah, until that happens, until everybody start abandoning New York, this guy right here is the Godzilla / King Kong of New York, about to tear that bad boy to pieces. And he's talking about I'm about to go ahead and freeze everybody's rent so that all those guys go, it ain't even worth it. I can't do a rent increase. You know what I'm saying? We don't have capitalism anymore out here in New York. Everything's for free. All right. So what are you going to do? Use slaves to go ahead and operate all of this stuff that you're saying is free to the people? Yeah, because somebody got to pay for it.
And together that amounts to more than $1.7 billion in its first year.
Sounds good.
These are the figures that add up in the lives of New Yorkers. These are the figures that together would save the people of the city more than $8 billion.
And then this lawyer right here comes out and he goes ahead, by the way, come to find out, the communist is getting money from overseas. Shady folks overseas. I think somebody need to look into the commie situation. I think some folks overseas got an invested interest in the commie getting in over here. See, they received about $18,000 or something. I don't know. It may be 18,000. I don't know how much, but it was from foreign entities. And I'm going, hey, why are they interested in you getting in up there? But nonetheless, this guy right here is about to call out one of the commies' plans when it comes down to crime. See, this is the stuff that the dummies running around talking about. We get to ride the bus free? That's great. And wait a minute, free daycare? So that when you let your kids out side after that daycare, they will be hiding because of bullets flying around. So now listen to what this guy has to say about the commies' plan for crime.
All right, I am Sweeney. I am down here outside of the district's attorney's office here in Lower Manhattan. And for all the videos I have ever published, guys, I have never once asked you to reshare them. I've never once said spread them to your friends and make them go viral. But as God is my witness, I hope this one goes mega viral.
So this must be
no
important.
vested interest to myself, only for the safety of New York City residents.
Okay.
And it'll be a short one, okay? I'm going to start off with a demand. I'm going to paint you a very scary picture, and I'm going to end it with a question.
Okay.
Here's my demand. Stop pissing on my leg and telling me that it's just rain.
Yeah, because nobody likes that. Nobody likes somebody tinkling down their back. Man, what the heck? Where's that water coming from? Don't worry, man. It's just rain. Well, that rain is coming out of your tallywhacker. No, it ain't. Don't believe your eyes, man. Yeah, so now, that's what Zoran's doing to everybody who's up there going, he sounds nice. He sounds nice. I think we should vote for him.
For all you folks that are saying, oh, Zoran's not radical, he's just capitalism with a few social programs. He just came out with a press release saying he wants to abolish misdemeanors.
What?
And thankfully for you guys, I'm an attorney, so I can explain to you guys what a few misdemeanors are, all right?
But now, wait a minute. Y'all hear that, criminals? Yeah, buddy. New York is about to be the mecca of criminals. Yeah, they were like, yo, bruh, if we get to New York, yeah, that's the promised land, dog. We gonna go ahead and loot, we gonna steal, we gonna punch. Matter of fact, excuse me, Mr. Lawyer, tell us all that falls under, say, a misdemeanor.
All right? 3rd-degree assault, 3rd-degree drug possession, theft, larceny, DWI, forcible touching. For that crusade of women that was across, social media last summer saying, where are all the strong men that aren't coming up to protect us when someone touches us on a subway? Even if I did what I wanted to do, which is step up and knock someone's Zoran would arrive and say, cops, let him go. That was just a forcible touching. It's not a jailable offense. Which leads me to my final question. Zoran, what kind of peyote are you smoking?
Exactly. Wow. Y'all hear all of those crimes that fall under a misdemeanor? The dumb Dems. The dumb Dems. I'm telling you. But they are only as dumb as the voters. You gotta understand. I mean, nobody is gonna stop to think about what this dude said about crime. It's a social construct. It's not real. Prostitution should be legalized. This man is about to bring Sodom and Gomorrah to that state. And he's bold about it. You would think this dude, man, would at least try to pretend that he's a little moderate and he's not so radical. No, not him. Yeah, he's out there telling the people. So they have no excuse when they vote that dude in and wonder why a whole bunch of prostitutes is standing right in front of your apartment that you're about to get kicked out of because of all of that mess. Yeah, you're going to be going, what the heck? Where'd all these prostitutes come from? So wrong. Or when people just go, hey, you know what? Just start touching. Hey, man, would you stop touching me? No. Stop touching me. No. Would you stop touching me? No. That's it. I'm calling the police. And the cops show up, and he's just sitting there still tapping on your head. Like, you can't take me to jail. This is nothing but a misdemeanor, and he got rid of all the misdemeanors. So now you got to sit on the train and tolerate somebody tapping you on the head the whole trip. Because Zoran got rid of that as a misdemeanor. But look. We're going to jump from the Dumb Dems to Dumb Don, which he's a Democrat voter. But Dumb Don goes out on the street, y'all. And he's trying to convince folks of some stupid stuff like Zoran, that being here legally is not a crime. See, you put Democrats in charge and lawlessness prevails. So now here's Don's effort to try to take advantage of what he thinks is just simple people. So let's see how it goes for him.
Crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. It's a misdemeanor.
So why are they being sent back and saying that they're breaking the law?
That's the point.
Okay.
You see Don out there trying to manipulate the people? She's like, crossing the border is not a crime. Then why are they sending these people back? That's the point. He think he's getting through to her, y'all. He don't know he's about to get set up.
Okay, as somebody that...
We don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process. Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And
where's the evidence? Because that's the whole point. We don't know if they're breaking the law. Now, this is what he's been reduced to. Taking his propaganda out there to the streets, one-on-one, okay? And he thinks this lady's dumb. We don't know why he's that. You know what? That's the point. So let's see if she goes ahead and takes Don Lemon's gaslighting.
if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go if they're criminals. But if they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals, and now he's not doing that.
So what it sounds like to me is Don Lemon is an advocate for illegal immigration. That's what it sounds like. Well, he's more so an advocate for the Democrats' agenda. That's what it is. So now here he is, he thinking with his no bass in his voice that this woman is stupid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said he's only going after the ones that are committing crimes. And nobody says that they shouldn't go. But what about all the other ones who ain't do nothing? Well, those other ones that didn't do nothing still did something by coming here legally.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to...
Misdemeanor is not a crime.
So misdemeanor is not
It's
a crime?
not a criminal act, no. If you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a criminal
Why
act.
get charged at all then?
If you live in New York, maybe, after Zoran the moron gets in, a misdemeanor is not a criminal act. Now, I know a whole bunch of folks that got charged with misdemeanors. I've been charged with a misdemeanor in my life. The judge would say, don't worry about it, it's not a crime. You don't even have to report to court. Don't show up. There's no potential consequences or penalties or charges or nothing. Nothing happens. It's just a misdemeanor. Basically, it's a hot warning. Hey, Dad, you better not do that again. Now get out of here, crazy kids. So now, here's Don Lemon trying to get her, but she's going to double trap him.
If it's not a criminal act.
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything
Oh, look at that.
If it's not a criminal act.
Wait, what did she ask him? Something logical?
promised to deport the criminals, and now he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to...
Misdemeanor is not a crime.
So misdemeanor is not
It's
a
not
crime?
a criminal act, no. If you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a criminal
Why get
act.
charged at all then? If it's not a criminal act.
Well, why get charged at all if it's not a criminal act? That's what I was just saying. See? Yeah, why even have to show up to the courtroom if it ain't even a criminal act? Man, get out of here. Yeah, the police officer writes you something, a ticket, and you go, oh, it's a misdemeanor? Basically, this is a elevated warning. There you go. There's no consequence. I ain't got to do nothing, basically. So, yeah, she asked him a question, and let's see how Donna Lemon goes ahead and says, oh, shoot, I wasn't ready for that.
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
No,
It's just...
we have,
So
we
it
have
is
different
crime.
levels of, I shouldn't say crime, but it's not.
I shouldn't say crime. Now he's double trapped. I love it. I love it when these dumb behind propagandists get what they've been deserving. So now he's going out, but it's a crime, but it's a different level. Go on, girl, get him.
It's not a crime. You're not breaking the law. I mean, you are breaking the law, but it's not a criminal act.
It's
No,
the law, but it's
you're not breaking the law.
No, you're not breaking the law, but it's not a criminal act. You're not. It's crime, but it ain't a crime. You see, a couple key questions throws all of these folks into a loop. And yet he's out here busting his butt for these illegal immigrants, for these Democrats, so they can keep their future voters and stuff like that. Talking about, but it's a crime, but it ain't a crime. All right, look, it's a mini crime. It's a mini crime. It's a baby crime. Now you got baby crimes, you got grown-up crimes. Okay, but the baby crimes really don't count. It's kind of like when you're little and you do stuff that you overlook it. So now let's continue because they ain't finished with Donna Lamone.
Misdemeanors are breaking the law.
No.
If you're speeding, drinking, get pulled over, DUI.
That's not a criminal act. Well, no, if you're speeding, is a misdemeanor.
It's a misdemeanor.
Right.
So
Unless your butt's going 115, yeah, then all of a sudden they take your butt straight to jail. Straight to jail. I've known many people going so fast that they were taken straight to jail. So here he is. If you're speeding, it's just a misdemeanor, okay?
still breaking the law.
Okay, but if you want to qualify that, we're doing semantics.
If you want to call it that, you see, they made him tap out. But you're still breaking the law. Well, if you want to call it that, but it's now you want to get it to semantics. No. Yeah, you don't want them to get into the nitty gritty of the stupid statement that you're saying and the crap that you're trying to pull when it comes down to convincing people that, no, it's no problem with these folks that's coming here legally. Donald Trump's just taking away legal citizens. He's taking away all of these illegal immigrants that have a right to be here because they didn't break no laws. They ain't do nothing. See, so now they got him jammed up.
What I'm saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is everything is not the same. It's all not one thing.
But is it the law?
What is it? The law that what?
Is it a law to come over legally? Is there a law?
There are rules that processes that you should follow. Yes, you're breaking rules. You're breaking the rules, but you're not necessarily breaking a law.
So you're breaking the rules, but you ain't breaking the law. They got Don Lemon twisted up in knots. That man is twisted up like a pretzel. You're not breaking the law, but you're breaking rules, but you're breaking the rules of the law. Wait, what did I say? Hold on, I'm confused now. All right, the law is the rules, but the rules, they don't apply to the Democrats and all of their corruption.
So what happens when you break the rules?
So how do you break
And you suffer the consequences. But the consequences should not, look, no one is saying no one should suffer the consequences. You guys are getting things mixed up.
No, you guys are exposing my bullcrap. You guys are getting things mixed up. All of my propaganda, I was hoping you'd just take it, absorb, and without questions or pushback. But now y'all making Don Lemon look stupid. So I'm going to leave y'all alone and go over to somebody else to see if I can manipulate them. So let's see how it goes with this guy.
What do you think when you see all this happening?
I think that it's inexcusable. I think people that are coming here that are showing violence, are showing hatred, intolerance, people that are blocking vehicles, damaging vehicles and throwing bottles at vehicles and throwing fireworks.
You're not happy with these protesters, right?
I'm not, most definitely not. I think what we see here today with the state police and the Cook County Sheriff's presence is showing a show of force to keep them off the road.
Can you go ahead? I wanted to see that.
So you have the Cook County Sheriffs, Illinois State Police, Broadview Police, and other local jurisdictions. And earlier, I don't think you were here quite for this, but they had locked arms, the protesters, and they attempted to block traffic.
What? You telling me those non-violent, peaceful protesters, with their peacefulness, decided that we're going to take our peacefulness in the form of a human chain and block the entrance where ICE has to go, and then get mad when ICE push them away or spray them or drag them off to jail, because then now all of a sudden, now we weren't doing nothing. So this guy right here is identifying, and now Don Lemon is turning his wheels, trying to see how can I go ahead and agree with this guy without agreeing with him, and then make it appear that this guy really agrees with me. So y'all ready for this attempt?
And for no reason, like they're not blocking, so they gave you a right to free speech, they gave you a right to all that, but what you don't have the right to do is to threaten violent acts. I've been here and I've seen threatened on the ICE agents. I've seen people threaten to abduct them, kidnap them, hurt them, kill them, and that's unacceptable. We live in America, we first want right freedom of speech, regardless of what your political opinion is. But what you don't have is the right to instill and put political violence on somebody, to threaten violence.
I agree with you 100%. You also, even if you're a citizen or not, you have the right to due process. You understand why these people are protesting, but you don't agree with some of the tactics that they're using.
Oh, so now he's trying to put words in this man's mouth. He just said, I agree 100% of what you're saying. So you agree with why they're protesting, but you just don't agree with their tactics. See what he tried to do? He tried to insert a narrative into what this man is talking about to try to make it seem like, hey, nobody is supporting violent protesting and interrupting ICE, but we all should support why they're doing it. And let's see what this guy says.
I understand why they're protesting, but I also wouldn't say I necessarily agree with all of their message. I think us as a
That's what I just said. You don't agree with some of the tactics.
And now you hear this guy? He just followed right back up and tried to make this dude say that he agrees with what they believe. It's just not their tactic.
Tactics that they're...
No, but not even just the tactics, just like the crux of the actual message of the protest itself.
Get out of here, Don Lemon. Get out of here. Take your raggedy behind back home to your white husband. Yeah, the white devil who you claim that is always the worst, and the white man is this and that, and why are you angry, all you white men? Is so violent, except you, hun. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the rest of the white supremacist men and stuff like that. Not you, Toodles. So now, get out of here, Don Lemon. Now, we're done with Don. We're done with the dumb dims. Now we're going to deal with the Don, the real Don. We're talking about Don, no Trump, y'all. So now, guys, the Democrats call him a villain. Isn't that odd? But foreigners call him a hero. Now, I wonder how the Democrats and the left is going to juggle this. When folks are out there cheering, saying Trump's name, talking about Trump, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. And over here, Donald Trump is a white supremacist. He's a xenophobe. He's a tyrant, and he's all of that. And I'm going, really? So isn't it odd that he's so many different things to folks with common sense, and yet here y'all are trying to override everybody else's praise and adoration for what Trump has done, but you're going to override that with saying things that goes totally contrary to what these people are saying Trump is about. So let's get into it, because Trump messed around and got some movement when it comes down to free Palestine. So let's see.
The years of suffering and bloodshed, the war in Gaza is over.
What?
Humanitarian aid is now pouring in, including hundreds of truckloads of food and medical equipment and other supplies, much of it paid for by people in this room.
Okay.
Civilians are returning to their homes. The hostages are reuniting. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm just watching it backstage. The level of love and sorrow, I've never seen anything like it.
Wow. Yeah, because I've seen videos of it, and those people are ecstatic to get out of there. I mean, can you imagine? If you get captured and you're thinking to yourself, man, I've seen them do bad things to a whole bunch of people before they even took me as a prisoner. Most likely, this is how my end comes. I'm most likely I'm going to be reading some letter talking about I'm here, as you can see. And yet, somehow you manage to get through all of that. The joy, you can't even imagine it. Those folks are like, never should have made it. Oh no, they really got a test. There ain't no Donnie McClurkin and them all out there. Never should have made it, because I had some bills that I couldn't pay and they were going to repossess my car. And somehow I got a loan, and you know what? My car didn't get repossessed. So never should have been. No. I was taken captive for 2 years underground by Hamas, who just got done hacking a whole bunch of folks up. And somehow I made it through that. Yeah, you got the right to be talking about something. Never should have made it.
It's amazing when you see they haven't seen their mother, their father. They haven't seen them in such a long time, and they lived in a tunnel. Very little tunnel, very deep. And the level of love is just incredible. It's a beautiful thing to see. In one sense, it's so horrible that it could have taken place, but in another sense, it's so beautiful to see a new and beautiful day is rising. And now the rebuilding begins. The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part, because the rest comes together. We all know how to rebuild, and we know how to build better than anybody in the world.
Now, if they're smart, they will go ahead and let peace have its way for a while, at least. I mean, build up the area, live a good life. Right now, Iran has been, handicapped, and Hamas knows that one way or another, your demise is coming. You might as well go ahead and say, we can walk out of this with our lives, okay? And allow the people to go on, govern themselves, and live a peaceful life. You would hope that. And look at all the joy that is taking place around the world. While our Democrats are over here whining about Trump being no king, and that's a no King's Day and stuff is coming up.
This morning, the world witnessing extraordinary scenes in Israel. The first images of those 20 Israeli hostages turned over as family members cried and crowds by the tens of thousands erupted in applause.
And it wasn't just Israelis.
For President Trump touching down today in Israel to announce to the world the hostages have been released and continue his push for a path towards peace. The homecoming and the reunions of families torn apart for more than 2 years, the first stage of the U.S. brokered peace deal.
And welcome back to CNN's Break.
Now, you know it's bad when funky CNN got to come out and say good things. Now, how do you think the Democrat Party is viewing this? How do you think Ilhan Omar feels about this situation? I mean, how do you think Tlaib feels about this, or AOC? I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, they've been running around free Palestine and what's going on in Gaza. All of these protesters running around talking about some free Palestine. You would think they'd be elated. But remember, guys, whatever Trump does, we cannot celebrate that. We got to make sure that, we hold the line when it comes down to our hatred of Trump. Now, Trump goes on and does something they all been whining about, saying this needs to get done. And yet somehow they'll still call this man Hitler. I mean, if he was Hitler, wouldn't he want all the Jews destroyed anyway? Shouldn't he be backing Hamas? But now, here they are trying to juggle Trump being a villain and a hero.
Breaking news coverage as we are covering a historic moment here in Israel, because for the first time in 2 years, over 2 years, 738 days, Hamas holds no living hostages in its captivity for the first time.
Thank you, Trump! Thank you, Trump!
The same Trump that our Democrats say is Hitler, are they chanting the same name of the man who our Democrats are saying he's a tyrant, he's evil, he's out there trying to unexist people? That guy? Now, how do you sell that to these people overseas? How do you sell that to all of the world leaders and all of the folks in other countries who's looking over going, Trump did something amazing, and the stuff that he's trying to do is good. He's trying to stop wars, but yet our own Democrats and fake news most of the time, and besides this moment right here, are still pushing narratives that Trump is evil, he's a dictator, he wants to be like Putin. How do you sell that to these people? See, you can only sell that to our dumb liberal Americans. Just probably mad because Palestine now is free. Thank you, Trump. But look, maybe it's just the Israelis. Maybe it's just the Israelis who's happy. Oh, well, look at that. The Palestinians too? But wait a minute though. Now they gotta go ahead and readjust. Trump embarrasses them on every end. I mean, he's constantly doing stuff that they never could do or wouldn't even try to do. They don't have the aptitude, they don't have the will, they don't have the desire, they don't have the morality to even attempt to do a lot of these things. They're always into shenanigans. They're always trying to find an angle of how they can get more power, more leverage, more money, all of that mess. So they're not interested in solving real issues for real people. They're there to go ahead, benefit off of folks' calamities and sorrow. All of that stuff. Keep the party going long as the money is coming in, as long as we stay in power. Keep the tragedies going as long as we can say somebody else did it and you're the victims. But don't worry. Keep voting for us. We support you. We support you. But then you get somebody who comes in and says, you know what, instead of just saying we want to solve this and that, how about we do it? Yeah, you're always talking about that we got to do something about the crime and all these different cities. Trump comes in. I just saw a whole reel of black folks down there in Memphis saying, thank God that Trump sent the boys in. He's cleaning up Memphis. I could take my kids to the park. I could do all of this. And the Democrats are mad. They're calling that an overreach. He's this tyrannical. And I'm going, boy, Y'all political IQ is horrible. But see, that Trump derangement syndrome gets you. When common sense people are looking at what he's doing, and they're going, you guys talk about the crime issue and we can solve it through our programs and social programs and better housing and more. Trump goes in and says, no, I can solve it real quick. Put folks in prison and don't let them out. Go after the criminals and increase the law enforcement right there. There you go. Look at the crime. It went right down. How do we solve the border? Oh, we need the comprehensive border patrol, this and that. We need to come in and find out the root causes. No, we don't. Hey, put folks down on that border to make sure people realize, don't come here. You ain't getting in. That's all you got to do. And so now here he is solving problems. And I bet you the Democrats are in a huddle going, what do we do? What do we do? This guy right here keeps kicking us right in the testes.
Had it not been for this gentleman,
who?
Not only...
What? Had it not been for Satan or Hitler or all the other names that the Democrats have been calling him? Had it not been for who?
Who knows? India and Pakistan are both nuclear powers. Had he not intervened along with his wonderful team, during those 4 days, the war could have escalated to a level. Who would have lived to tell what happened? And similarly...
Wait a minute, though. Trump loves nuclear war, right? He likes to see people suffer, right? So why did he just sit back, pop himself a big bag of popcorn, and watch the war? Why did he do that? Oh, but instead he stepped in and solved that. Now, how do you sell that Trump is evil to this guy right here? How do you sell that to him?
Here in this part of the world, in the Middle East, Mr. President, your valuable contribution along with President Sisi, I think history will remember in golden words. I wouldn't say more, except God bless you, God give you long life to serve like this for all time to come.
Yeah, but the Democrats wanted to see his life get cut short. If you go ahead and take a little poll with Democrat voters, they don't mind if he gets taken out. And, I'm pretty sure whoever coordinated that shot to the ear, and all of these good things wouldn't even be happening if God didn't go ahead and show mercy and grace on Trump and let that bullet just nick his ear. Yeah, these good things wouldn't be happening, okay? And right about now, the Democrats have their foot up our butts with lawfare and, weaponizing the deep state to go after us and of course, encouraging more of these wars and stuff that's going on. So let's continue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very much. Look at that.
Very kind.
Now, I bet you right about now, Democrats are watching that going, oh, this guy, oh. How do you feel about Trump now? Send in the haters, y'all. Yeah, watch this chick try to say, man, he ain't do nothing.
And there remain a lot of questions about what exactly happens going forward. Because it's very possible that we look back on this speech as a sort of mission accomplished moment for Trump. He will have to, again, assert himself in order for anything, for the ceasefire just to be maintained. You already have Netanyahu and the president of Israel indicating that they're not done, that they want to go back in once they've gotten their hostages, their captives back. So just to maintain the ceasefire is going to continue to take presidential will, and certainly any...
Like the will that he showed to even get the job done? Like the will he showed to bring all of these Arab nations together to support this, like that? I think it's gonna have to show up. So in come the party poopers, boom, boom, party poopers. Yeah. So now here she is, gonna talk about solutions and what needs to take place. I wonder if she could do it. You think this woman right here could go ahead and give some suggestions and solutions to this problem right here? A problem that's been going on for centuries between these two. But here she is right here trying to say that this is just nothing. Trump was going to have to do all of this negative stuff because I'm hoping it all fails.
Sort of rebuilding, reconstruction, anything that even approaches looking like peace or justice will require intensive attention from this president. And the initial, 20 or 22 point plan or whatever it is that he laid out, which envisioned him running a board alongside Tony Blair, does not even come close to approximating anything like justice or peace, which is what is required in order to actually have coexistence, and an end to the cycle of violence that has...
So please submit your plan. I want this hater right here to submit her plan, her solutions. Where was the Democrats' plan and solution? Where was their will, their tenacity to follow through and make sure there was none? There was none. So the same people who would get out to talk about free Palestine, but now all of a sudden Trump's making these moves and she's talking about, well, I mean, it's cool and all, but really, man, for real though, it ain't.
Has gone on for years and years and years. We are a long, long way away from that. But, thank God that the people in Palestine, that people in Gaza are today able to live, able to eat, able to survive on to those next battles. I think, we have to live in that duality of this is a horrible deal. There's nothing good that is on the table for Gaza coming forward. President Trump certainly doesn't care about their humanity. And also that it is such, it's just, watching these little kids with joy on their face that they're able to, get some food and be able to go back to whatever remains of where they're from. It's been, I think, it's been a lot emotionally.
Can't do it. Can't go ahead and give Trump the props. I think he doesn't care about these people, or he just stopped it for fun. If he didn't care about the people in Palestine, why even try to get the Jews to go ahead and come to some type of resolution? Why not just go ahead and call Bibi up and say, hey, Bibi, you know what will solve this? Nuke the whole joint. Everybody's talking about it's a genocide. Let's show them what a genocide really looks like. Nuke it. Go ahead and wipe it all out. You won't even have to worry about it no more. Don't worry, we got your back. We got your back. But instead, what did Trump do? Tries to bring a solution that will benefit both parties. Might not be a perfect deal, but it's better than what she's talking about, which is nothing. So let's see, because now you got MSNBC having to swallow all those. Trump is a Russian agent. Trump is Hitler. All of those things, just for a minute. They'll be back to that in a minute too, because now they got to deal with the fact that he's a hero, but he's also Hitler. So let's see.
So many questions remain as to whether Hamas will indeed demilitarize, will they give up their weapons? There's a lot of skepticism about that. John Meacham, as we await President Trump, we expect his remarks in the next little bit here, and we'll obviously keep watching the proceedings there in Jerusalem. Just your thoughts. It is a historic day. We don't know if it will be the first chapter of a longer story of peace for the Middle East. The president's trying to frame it that way. We simply don't know. But even just for what today means, give us your thoughts, your perspective.
It's a terrific day for the hostage families. It's a terrific day for President Trump, for our national interests. You're right. We don't know how the story ends, but
You see all those red hats over there? Folks over there in Israel with red MAGA hats on? But remember, Trump's anti-Semitic. He's anti-Semitic. He's anything. See, this goes to show how stupid the Democrats and the left-wing media are. Because, see, they throw out all of these accusations and labels that, are basically a conflict of interest to what people see. All of these things that they've labeled him as. And I'm going, really? I mean, he's anti-free speech, but y'all silenced him on all the social media platforms. And all he's doing is saying everybody should be able to speak freely, but just don't abuse your privilege as a network. That Trump's a tyrant, and he's just going into these cities to control them, yet he's saving black young men and women who are being killed predominantly in your SO-ran cities. Trump's, he hates Jews, but yet he's trying, he stopped the war and all of this stuff. But yet they just keep calling them these things. And other folks in other countries are going, y'all are so stupid, along with me.
Stories are made up of chapters. As Richard Haas knows, he was very much in the arena now 35 years ago at the end of the first Gulf War, when there was a great conference in Madrid as we tried to reset the peace process. 9 years later, President Clinton, in the last hours of his presidency, made a noble attempt at Camp David. We can go on and on about the various chapters, but we should make no mistake about this. What? This is a victory for President Trump and for those who wish that we can govern ourselves at home and around the world, not simply by brute force, but by ideas and civilized norms.
Now, I'm wondering why all of these countries, for whatever reason, say, you know what? If it's going to get done, Trump's going to be able to do it. He's going to be. Well, number one, that guy right there is not trying to negotiate the deal. Yeah, as soon as he walk in, the deal will collapse. If Creepy would have walked in, hey, here I am. I just came from the black church. And talking to them about Uncle Finnegan, who was eaten by pygmies. And then, of course, I rode the choo-choo train in because, I'm working on the choo-choo train. Immediately, the deal is over. Everybody, let's go. Yeah. Why am I talking to the signal person? Now, here he is, guys, trying to take credit for what happened.
Joe Biden is signaling that he should have gotten the Nobel Peace Prize. Politico is reporting that Biden world says Trump's depraved and that he's getting too much credit for peace in the Middle East. According to sources, Biden says Trump plagiarized his peace plan.
Plagiarized?
That's right. Biden thinks someone else plagiarized him.
Ain't that the thing on pot calling a kettle black?
Sources tell Politico that Biden says he was the one who made the peace deal possible, and Trump took too long to seal the deal.
Huh. I wonder right now if somebody would have asked him, what was in the peace deal? Huh? What? Oh, it was peace. And they was wanted to talk about stopping stuff from happening. And he don't know nothing about that. You think that dude knows the details? Just like he don't know the details of all of those people he pardoned. That pen does, though. That pen knows all the details. Let's continue.
Biden couldn't do it in a year and a half. Trump just did it in 9 months. Was it Biden's idea to put Trump Tower in Gaza too?
And I know the Biden administration on its way out tried to get to a deal. It did not. What do you think is the difference here in this moment that put the Trump team ahead?
Yeah, the framework that has been put into place in this 20-point plan that the Trump administration has implemented builds on the framework of the Biden administration. And of course, there are a few differences in the plan.
Yep. The big difference is Trump, the Trump factor. Competent people negotiating. Other countries being able to trust what America is trying and attempting to do. They're not sitting back going, now, wait a minute. As soon as we turn our back, you're going to stab me and install a puppet. Hey, they don't feel that with Trump. We've seen how the Middle East reacted when Trump went over there. But yet here she is talking about that. Well, yeah, it was the ground war. They still just can't go ahead and say Trump's 100% responsible for this going through.
But it was always a phase 1, 2, and 3 approach. First a ceasefire, then the second phase was a return of the hostages, and then the third phase was more on the governing and what does governance look like in Gaza. And there's some differences.
And that's still a question mark right now,
that is absolutely
right?
Still a question.
Blinken says it's good that President Trump adopted and built on the plan that the Biden administration developed.
Let's see what Donald Trump has to say about them trying to take some credit for what they've done. Now, they have been a complete, absolute failure in every category that I could think of. I can't think of, honestly, if anybody watching the show right now can think of one good thing that the Biden administration did, one positive thing that they've done, please let me know. Something that they've stopped, something that they've created, something that they've done that benefit us or somebody else across the world besides transgender studies in Pakistan. They have accomplished absolutely nothing. Nothing. And Trump is knocking it out the park, and I hope he knocks that Ukraine/Russia one out the park too. Boy, he land that one, they gonna all be like, oh man, he's really gonna get the Nobel Prize. So let's see him respond to Creepy and all of them.
What do you think about that?
Everybody knows it's a joke. Look, they did such a bad job. This should have never happened. This wouldn't have even happened. That was weak leadership, terrible. And the same thing with Russia, Ukraine. Yeah, if just a decent president, not a great president like me.
Like me, you ain't sliding the jab. Even if a decent president, not even a great president like me, you gotta love Trump because you know it burns them up when they hear him say stuff like that. Because the people are going, yeah, he's a great president, best in my lifetime.
Not a great president. If a decent president was in, you wouldn't have had the Russia-Ukraine. And this is, I would say, even more so. This was bad policy by Biden and by Obama. Remember when he came and he begged that you not do what they were doing with Iran? You remember that, right? Begged them. And they wouldn't even listen to him.
Wouldn't even listen. Yeah, gave him that raggedy deal. Listen, we're going to ask that you give up your nuclear program and make sure you allow us to come in and verify it. But no, we would not do that. No, absolutely not. All right, well, listen. How about you pretend to give up your nuclear program and give us about 3 or 4 months before we come in and verify anything, give you time to clean it up. Wait 1 second. No, we would not do that either. Okay, how about we just say it on paper, but you're really allowed to go ahead and continue with your nuclear program. Just make me look good. Yes, that would work. Very good. We sign. That's what happened. Yeah, them dudes, man, fired them reactors right back up as soon as they walked out. So yeah, all of them sucked except for Trump.
Everything they did was the opposite of what you should have done. And it's nice that they try and take a little credit. That was years ago, and the mistakes were made years ago, and it was both by Biden and Obama.
Yes, it's him.
Wow. And to show everybody the difference that Trump made from creepy or even, God forbid, Kamala would have got in. Look at this guy right here. He was a prisoner. And let's see what he had to say when it comes down to how Hamas realized that, oh, shoot, the wrong dude got in. We better make a deal if we want to live. If we want to walk out of this with our life. It's time now to make a deal because we got somebody serious in office.
He got me out. He got the hostages out.
Who got you out? Creepy?
Before we felt like nothing is happening, you know? And I remember ever since he came into the road, they were very scared of him.
They were very scared of him. Now, do you understand how hopeless you would have felt if Kamala would have won and you were a hostage over there? An American hostage, you'd have been like, oh, God, we're done. We are done. They have not shown the will, the desire, or anything to get us out of here. They don't show the strength. I mean, nothing. Everything about that administration was weak and feckless. And all of our enemies knew it. That's why they was like, don't let Trump win. Oh, God. I'm sure China was like, oh. Hamas, oh. Iran, oh. North Korea, oh. Russia, oh. Yeah, but here's this guy was like, yes.
Yeah, they wanted the terrorist.
The terrorist?
Yeah, they wanted Kamala to be chosen. To be like,
what? Now, isn't that odd that all of our enemies wanted the Democrats in? Even Putin said he wanted Joe Biden to win. And Hamas was like, we wanted Kamala to win because then we could have kept acting up.
Elected. Yeah. They wanted Kamala to be elected. But was elected.
What happened?
They understood that he wants to bring the hostages back home.
Yeah, not just want to, will. One way or another, those hostages are coming back. Okay, when you messed around and took some American hostages, you put your foot right up your own butt. Now we're gonna get them hostages back one way or another. And Hamas knew they didn't want us getting involved like that. They like, man. And look at that. But they're trying to do that. It was Biden who did it. Why didn't those hostages feel that way about Biden? Why didn't they feel that way about Kamala? That's my question.
Yeah. So immediately the way they treated me changed. So if it's the amount of food, I can say,
fatten them up. We don't want to give them back all skinny and stuff. Look like we've been abusing them. Yeah, if that happens, that still might, require a foot up our tail. So let's go ahead. You want more? Eat more. We give you an extra piece of rice. There you go. They want to fatten them up, make it look like we've been treating them great. Interesting.
I could say this, that when Trump became president, the way they treated us changed. For me, personally, this is what I felt.
Just because they knew that we had a real president that mean business. So now we're going to go ahead and end with this one, y'all, because this one's near and dear to my heart about Trump being right about everything. Okay. But the Democrats will never admit it. So y'all remember? Y'all remember this? Here we go, y'all. Oh, I'm going to try to let this one roll to show just how much Trump was right about everything. Now, I want some reparations for this one. Here we go.
New tonight, the coronavirus mortality rate is higher than originally thought.
What?
The World Health Organization now says 3.4% of cases have died.
The World Health Organization has now confirmed that the mortality rate due to coronavirus is at 3.4%.
3.4%.
The earlier estimates were projecting the death rate at just about 2%.
Globally, about 3.4% of reported COVID-19 cases have died.
The WHO reported the disease's global mortality rate as 3.4%.
President Trump phoned into his favorite channel and said this about the latest estimate of the novel coronavirus fatality rate, 3.4%.
I think the 3.4% is really a false number. Now, this is just my hunch.
The WHO reporting yesterday that globally about 3.4% of reported coronavirus cases have died.
Personally, I would say the number is way under 1%.
Way under 1%. Now wait, that's a big difference. 3.4% mortality rate. And he said it's way under 1%. Now you already know when he said this, the media went crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I was walking around saying, now wait a minute, I should see more carnage. You're telling me the hospitals are overflowing. You're telling me that folks are just dropping dead on the side of the road. You're forcing me to wear masks. You're threatening jobs to give us the jab. Job or jab? One of the two. Make a choice. Job or jab? Job, jab. Yeah. People had to make decisions. All of that. And I'm saying, now, wait a minute. I need more carnage. You won't have to force nobody to go ahead and get the jab. If they actually could see that, wait a minute now, I'm seeing a full-blown outbreak like in the movies. Somebody get me a hazmat suit and give me the jab. Yeah, I would have ran down there and ran over every old person in the world to get the jab. But I didn't see that. But they were telling me that, though. All of them motorcycle accidents that ended up being COVID-related. All of those car accidents, he died from the COVID car accident. So let's continue seeing them go ahead and trash Trump for him saying that it's probably way under 1%.
President Trump, who frequently questions the scientific and medical community, says he's going off his hunch.
Yes, good news. Trump has a hunch that coronavirus is not as deadly as people think. In fact, he personally has a feeling that the death rate is lower than 1%.
Now you watch yourselves, you young boy and fake crapper. Yeah, the way you're talking about, somebody said I'm cutting in and out. Well, we're going to solve that right now. Let's see. Oh, I think I can solve it. Hold up. Wait. Yeah, let's see. I mean, rid of the Wi-Fi rather. So somebody said not for me. Oh, I wasn't cutting out for somebody else. Oh, see? There we go. Move. It's off. Off. All right. So now, y'all see all of those people mocking Donald Trump like they always do. Like they always do. They always forget that, wait a minute, Donald Trump is not a dummy. Donald Trump is smart. Donald Trump actually has resources that he talks to. Remember where he came out and said that Obama was wiretapping his criminal? What he said about Obama? And I'm going, you don't think Trump knows that? You think he's just going to come out there and say that recklessly, knowing what you guys are going to do? And sure enough, we found out it was true. And their response was, well, it was surveillance, not wiretap. So now, here they are, doing what they do. Yeah, because remember, we have to absolutely believe the science without question. That's what they were telling us.
What the is that?
Oh my God, a false number. That's what President Trump called the World Health Organization's latest global death rate of the coronavirus.
Yeah, because they're without reproach. The World Health Organization, the one that wanted to pretty much make the rules for the whole globe. We can't question them. You shut up, peasants. Whatever they say is absolute. That's how you get tyrannical regimes started, y'all. Yeah, when you use scientists, bootleg scientists, to go ahead and scare the people and manipulate them, and then punish them if they have any questions about it. So now here they are looking at Trump like they're disgusted. Oh my God, I can't believe he said that. He questioned the World Health Organization.
And so talked about having a hunch about what he thinks is going on.
Instead of the scientific numbers from the World Health Organization.
Somebody said still cutting. Is it the same person? Was that Elizabeth saying it was cutting in and out? Because if it was, then you might want to refresh. Because if nobody else is cutting in and out, then it might just be you. All right, so let's see. Everybody, all good here? All right, I'm going to go with the all good. I'm going with the all good. That's the science. That's it. As somebody said, it's cutting for me too. Okay, then I'm going back to the Wi-Fi. Sometimes you got to cut the Wi-Fi off for a second. Yeah. Sometimes you got to cut the Wi-Fi for a second, let it boot back up. Yeah. Let it go ahead and marinate. Let it go ahead and sink in. I want it to sink in real good. All right. I think I'm good. So let's get back to them trashing Trump, y'all. Trashing Trump because he questioned that World Health Organization.
He has a hunch.
So last night, Donald Trump went on Fox News to lie about everything.
To lie about everything.
Specifically, he lied about the most recent World Health Organization estimate that the global death rate of coronavirus is 3.4%. He disagreed.
I think the 3.4% is really a false number. Now, this is just my hunch.
Totally reckless. It's not a time for Donald Trump's hunches. It's a time for science. It's a time for doctors. It's not a time for Donald Trump to be calling into cable shows and riffing on things he doesn't know anything about.
So you mean like Dr. Funky Fauci? That guy? Yeah, I'm the voice of science. I'm the face of science. When you question me, you're questioning science. I'm the face of science. That guy? That guy who made everybody wear masks and lied about the effectiveness of it? That guy? That little mouse? So now, here they are saying that Trump... Now notice what they're doing. They're playing the clip where he says, I got a hunch. That's it. I think it's way lower than that. And I just got a hunch. Why aren't they playing the entire clip? Because remember, this was back when they were using their tyrannical tactics to lock us all down. Messing with the voting, everything. They just totally flipped our lives upside down. And I needed to see why. I needed to see that it was worth it. Now, granted, anybody who died of COVID is horrible. But for you to go ahead and disrupt people's lives to the degree that they did, I'm going, no, wait a minute. Make me believe it. I need my own eyes to go, yeah, that's pretty bad right there. But let's continue, though.
It's a time for the CDC. It's a time for the World Health Organization to be front and center, explaining to the country what this is, how this pandemic is taking hold, and what Americans should do about it.
The death rate has been up to 3.4% by the WHO. And Donald Trump is simply denying that this is the death rate because he has a hunch, and he's suggesting people take it easy and not really worry too much about it.
Well, now, I'm sure it's more to that. I'm sure it's more to Donald Trump saying, I got a hunch. Like they always say, just like they said that he said bleach that clears up COVID. They always leave stuff out, y'all. But remember, right now they're just talking about the WHO said it's 3.4, and Trump saying it's under 1%.
Well, then, as it is now, it appears President Trump himself is the main one spreading disinformation.
Trump is the main one spreading disinformation.
Completely contradicting the information and the data put out by public health experts.
Yeah, because you can't question that.
Not what the scientists are telling us, but rather what he's personally feeling about it right now. And we really would have been better off with a monkey president. We would have.
A monkey president. What monkey is monkey does, huh? All right, so let's find out who the real monkey is, boys and girls. 1, don't y'all feel dumb. 2, look at you. 3, don't you ever make fun of me behind my back or I'll stomp you in the ground, Jimmy. So now, here he is, laughing and joking. They always clap, clap, clap. Either they was laughing at him, or they were all going, I can't believe him. He doesn't believe the science.
Who cares what
Look at him. Give us more math.
the president disputing the 3.4% data-driven assessment of the overall coronavirus death rate, saying it's a false number, offering no evidence to back it up.
No evidence
saying,
to back it up.
It's a hunch.
And back to our primary topic, I know I don't want to be listening to Donald Trump for the advice.
You don't?
The president and the vice president can't be listened to. They don't know what they're talking about.
The world.
Wait a minute, I'd rather listen to Trump than any of you raggedy folks who's been wrong about everything. And Trump has been right about everything. But wait a minute. I mean, I might want to go ahead and believe the science because there's a lot of you nincompoops right here talking about Trump doesn't believe the science. I mean, the WHO said 3.4 and Trump saying it's under. So let's go ahead and see, because we don't want to, mess around and get some sniffles and stuff because we didn't listen to these folks.
World Health Organization said Tuesday the global death rate from the disease caused by the new coronavirus is 3.4%, far deadlier than the seasonal flu.
Woo!
But on Wednesday night...
Isn't that funny? Far deadlier than the seasonal flu. Whatever happened to the flu? Did the flu retire? I haven't met nobody since COVID came out that actually said, man, I got the flu. I mean, what happened? Did COVID just trump the flu? Unbelievable. Isn't that odd? How, they don't talk about the flu no more. But let's continue, though, because Trump, man, spread rumors and stuff.
President Trump said he had a hunch the number was actually much lower.
He lies about everything, whether it's debt deficit, crowd sizes, whatever. That stuff doesn't have life or death consequences. When he lies about death rates and basic science, the repercussions can actually be life or death. Just like forcing a whole bunch of people to get the jab and then censoring anybody on the internet who said, no, wait a minute, I don't think we should be doing that. I think our immunity might help us. I think I'm going to go with the natural immunity. I don't know. There's a lot of other stats and information and doctors that are coming out saying, don't do this. But y'all are silencing those doctors and discrediting them. Why is that? Huh? Yeah. Anytime the government come out and say, now listen, we've been patient. Our patience are running thin. Now get the shot. Whenever y'all go ahead and eyeball it when it comes down to just saying, you know what? Any company with 100 or more employees, they got to go ahead and force that. And I'm going, what made you come up with that number? Are you guys just winging it? See, so this guy, he's willing to believe these Democrats and dummies will walk right into the gulags. Now, they told us that there's food and shelter in there and stuff. So I'm going in. You don't hear those screams coming out there? Don't do that, dude. Don't go in there. I thought, you know what? You're a pessimist. And I'm going, okay, go ahead.
Based on known cases, the World Health Organization reported about 3.4% of people with the virus have died.
Yeah, and there's no way they could be inflating those numbers, could it? So that they can manipulate all of us into submission? No way. See, me thinking like that is, I don't know, too much common sense. Too much skepticism. I need to be like, nah. So let's continue.
But the latest CDC estimate is about 10 times less than that.
What?
The experts were expecting it to be much greater.
For people aged 1 year to 69 years.
Wait a minute. You said less than the 3.4? How much less? I mean, it better be like 3.3, y'all. It better be like 3.3. Because, I mean, you can't tell me it's like less than that because y'all were adamant. All on our backs.
The survival rate post-infection with COVID is over 99%.
That's pretty high.
For young people under the age of 20, the survival rate, this is from the CDC, is 99.997%.
That's pretty high for it to be 3.4% death rate. So you got that high survival rate, but then you also got the high death rate. Some don't make no sense. Some don't make no sense, except maybe for what Trump said. Let's listen to the full thing that he said.
Personally, I would say the number is way under 1%.
This isn't the art of the deal. You can't negotiate with science.
The joker's back.
You're saying I have 6 to 8 weeks to live? Okay. How about 10 to 12, all right?
Yeah, it's not funny.
Donald Trump, who is, I don't know if you noticed this, occasionally criticized by members of the media. It's true. It's getting headlines like this. Trump has a hunch. Hunch. WHO report of 3.4% coronavirus death rate is false. A hunch? Oh, geez. Another Trump conspiracy theory? Aaron Rupar from Vox, called it astoundingly irresponsible.
Astounding.
Brian Stelter of CNN wrote, I hesitate to even print the United States president's words here because they're so at odds with what health experts are saying.
Yeah, because health experts, yeah, they're the best. So y'all hear them? They're all clutching their pearls at what Trump said. A hunch? This vagabond? Do you hear this riffraff? Do you hear this nincompoop? He's talking about he has a hunch. We are the WHO. Believe us.
The CDC has revised their mortality rate on...
Whenever you talk about revisions, it's probably just like those job numbers. It better not be that much of a drastic change, y'all. Because then I'm going to feel like they was manipulating us and lying to us, and I want some reparate. I want all those salsa dancing nights back that I had to sacrifice because they shut down everything. I want my Walmart to go back to being 24 hours a day. That's what I want. Yeah, I want the money back from all the stupid masks that I had to buy and stuff like that. So let's see what the revision number is, y'all.
COVID-19 from about 3 or 4% ish. Now they've revised that from 3 or 4%
to what?
To 0.4%.
What? What? I feel like Gene Wilder in Stir Crazy when that judge gave them life and he said, what? What? That's how I feel. Did you just hear that revision? That's under 1%. So wait a minute. We shut down schools, churches, our economy. We shut down life as we knew it. And yet it was point what?
Well, I think the 3.4% is really a false number. Now, this is just my hunch.
Is that the estimates hover around less than 1%.
Less than 1%? Oh my goodness. Not that way. Who made that mistake? Why isn't that person paying the price? Who are all the dummies who falsified all of these deaths for, of course, those hospitals to benefit off of it? Yeah, if you just go ahead and start listing everything as the COVID, you'll get some type of funding or kickbacks. So anybody who came in died of a heart attack, died of COVID. Let's get those numbers going on so we can go ahead and force folks into going and get the shot. Everybody's dying. You didn't hear about it? Yeah, people are all over the place. Wait a minute. I just went into the store and nobody dropped dead. It doesn't matter. Put your mask on. Well, maybe I don't want to. You know what? You're infecting all of us. I've only gotten 18 shots and you're out here spraying your cooties without your mask on. You white supremacist black man. So that's what we were going through. All of that time, y'all. Every day they putting the numbers on the screen. Every day. That's what got my old man in trouble. Sitting there, I'd come home and right there in front of that TV with MSNBC and CNN, you see the death toll going up. Going up, going up, going up. Yeah, spreading all of this mess and then telling us to shut up if we questioned it. And now you're telling me that all of those numbers were falsified?
0.6%.
0.6? Nobody's heads rolling? Nobody lost their job for this? I mean, they should go and round up every single person who stamped that death toll and jack their tails up. That's the stuff that they used to justify locking us all down. And now we found out it was 0.6, not even 1. Don't forget though, Trump was lying and spreading dis and misinformation.
And there are a couple of studies that are out that have estimated this 0.6%.
Is there any danger, or do you think that once you've told 16,000 lies,
16,000 lies, you should know, MSNBC. Yeah, talking about, is there any danger once you told 16,000 lies? Now I wonder, now that these revisions came out, anybody gonna go and track down all of these propagandists, these dummies, these simps for the WHO and the Democrat Party and shove that new revision in their face down their throat? Is anybody gonna track down Jimmy Kimmel, laugh and talk about we need we better off with this type of president and all that stuff? Anybody gonna track them down? No. Only we know. Long as we all know though, okay, that Trump was right about everything. See, so let's continue watching them make fools of themselves.
Take it with a little grain of salt. Is there danger in Donald Trump going on Fox News and telling that network's viewers that, you can go to work, I don't believe the WHO, I disagree with Tony Fauci on vaccines? I mean, is it dangerous to have conflicting messages out there around a potential global pandemic?
Yeah, because we're all supposed to go ahead and line up like sheep and agree without question. You should have known something when they were shutting down doctors. Folks that were on the ground level working with them, and I'm going, why are you shutting these doctors down? That's my question. So maybe Trump's not a scientist, but what's up with these doctors? You shutting them down too? And you want us to not question that. Interesting. And now you're up there pushing propaganda. Is there any danger? Yeah, well, I think the danger is allowing a government to get involved in our personal lives when it comes down to being forced to take a vaccine, experimental, by the way, that you guys were all over the board with. Sometime y'all were caught with a mask on, sometime not. Sometime if a protest needed to be taken care of with Black Lives Matter, it's okay. You're not a super spreader, but you conservatives over here, you walk to the store, you're a super spreader. All of these things. And we're watching this with our own eyeballs going, I don't know. I think we're being had. Oh, you think we're being had? Well, what do we do to your YouTube channel? Yeah, you're in a doghouse for 2 weeks straight. Do it again, but take your whole channel down. That's what we had to go through. All of those months and years and mess like that. And here she's talking, any danger? Yeah, the danger already occurred. Abuse your power.
Well, it's certainly not helpful.
Personally, I would say the number is way under 1%.
But at this point, is that the actual mortality rate is going to be substantially lower, probably less than 1%.
Well, this is just my hunch.
Now, see, their argument back then was Trump just said it was just his hunch. Trump just woke up that morning and just said, you know what, my gut is telling me that, you know what, it's probably lower. It's probably somewhere around 1%. Yeah, well, how'd you come to that, Trump? This is my gut. Or did they leave out something?
Personally, I would say the number is way under 1%.
Trump, see, he takes this demeanor where it's crazy to listen to anyone other than him, and obviously he knows what's going on, and it's flatly dangerous. Donald Trump is just lying erratically and desperately.
Look, very much known, Trump was completely right on this. All of his experts were saying it too, by the way.
Philip Bump of the Washington Post wrote that Trump twice admits that he's simply making up the percentage he's talking about.
Twice admits he's just making it up. Or did he?
Calling it a hunch and saying that it is his personal assessment. Did he, Philip? I mean, really? Is that what he just said? Was he making it up? Did he say it was just his personal assessment?
Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and listen to the whole clip.
Or did he say that his opinion was, quote, based on a lot of conversations with a lot of people that do this?
But based on a lot of conversations with a lot of people that do this, because a lot of people will have this, and it's very mild. I have a nice high IQ. They like that, you know. We like high IQ people. But they know I make good decisions. That's why we have that. Trump was right about everything, right?
That's why we got the hat. Trump was right about everything. He got a high IQ, and he makes good decisions. But yet we sat there and watched those folks try to drag him through the mud, along with us. See, all of the folks who did have high enough IQs to question what we were being fed. All of us. And now what happens? YouTube got to come out and apologize. They got to let folks come back onto their platform because they just got rid of them because the WHO and the Biden administration said shut them down. That's why. How do you get back 2 or 3 million subscribers? How do you get back that money you lost? That time you lost? See, all of that. All of these things they did to us through that time. And Trump, you saw just how they edited it. Trump said, hey, I've been talking to a lot of people who does this. And I think the number is much lower. But they all left that part out. Wanted their dummies to think Trump just woke up with a hunch and stuff. Well, if that's the case, his hunch was dead on. Dead on. As he said, he's been right about everything. And if you think about it, he has. So, boy, I tell you, man, I would love to go back to some of the extreme COVID fanatics that I ran into during that time, who was like all on my back like a spider monkey. I thought, put your mask on. Why are you getting up? I'll never forget, I got in an elevator. And this lady had the nerve to be in there like I thought, you're going to put your mask on? She had a mask on. I'm like, no, I don't have a mask. You're not supposed to be in here with a mask on. I'm going to get out. Go. Get out. Peace. All right? Why'd you even get the shot if you got to rely on me and my mask? That's my question. Well, I got to have a mask because you dummies got to put a mask on. Rations, y'all. That is right. So apparently, they went back and looked at all of those so-called deaths that gave us that raggedy number and realized those were not COVID related. But I bet you if Trump wouldn't have won, they would have never revisited that. If Trump wouldn't have won, I'm sure they would have never went back and said, we better adjust the numbers if we want funding. We don't want them getting in here digging in our books to realize that we pulled off one of the biggest scams on humanity of all times. But I'm here to reveal it to you. So God bless you. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me today. Oh boy, I said it. I said the magical phrase that lets the dogs know that the show is coming to an end. Yeah. I said, God bless you. And immediately, both of them tried to jump up here. Starting with this little bad girl right here. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Don't look that way. What are you looking at me like that for? Your beady little eyes. Always up to shenanigans. And then you got the old man. Come here. Yeah. I missed their hair appointment. They were supposed to get haircuts. Oh, she's baiting him in with his instrument. Look at the yawn. I love that dog. Good old Gizmo. All right. So enjoy the rest of your evening, ladies and gents. Please share this video. Follow me on all the other social media platforms. Subscribe to my alternative channel. Stop and think about it. Link is below the video. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it through my Cash App, my PayPal link. The links are below that as well. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't on your way out. And if you subscribe, make sure you turn your notification buttons on to all. And we will see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless. Take care. Oh, wait. Did I forget to close out with my jam? That's right. I'm going to kill them. Take care.